No, I don't want to teach ever again. I'm going with quality over quantity. I never, ever intended for it to come across that way. That's toxic. I don't want to be part of that ever again. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. About a year ago, I made a video in which I listed all of the reasons I had decided it was time for me to leave South Korea. And I thought it'd be interesting if I made a video a year on and sort of discuss how things are in America, if the grass is greener, and yeah, if life is everything I hoped it would be and more. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So one of the main reasons I left Korea was because I didn't want to pursue teaching any longer. I didn't want to renew my teaching visa, and I was honestly just over it. I was very tired, I was very depressed, and yeah, just generally exhausted from teaching. I decided that I didn't want to be a teacher anymore, and I have no regrets. I made the right decision to quit. My mental health has really improved because of that decision, and life is definitely greener on the other side of teaching. I am not working at the moment. I'm a stay-at-home pet mom and a wife. Those are my new roles. It's a lot quieter being at home, looking after my pets in comparison to working in a classroom with 36-year-old children. I am definitely enjoying my quiet suburban life, and no, I don't want to teach ever again. I hope I never ever am in a position where I have to teach ever again. So the second thing I complained about in the last video was a lack of community and the feeling of outgrowing some of my expat relationships. Now I live in the suburbs in a quiet, small neighborhood. I've definitely made a lot of friends with my neighbors, and they are very kind and helpful. I bring them eggs for my chickens, they bring me things for my chickens, and yeah, we all get along pretty well. They, you know, let me know if Nala's in their garden and she's, you know, gone too far or whatever. And yeah, so I definitely feel like a sense of community that I felt was lacking in Korea. In terms of friendships, it has been difficult to make friends here just because I can't drive, so I can't really go to meet people or go to clubs or events because I can't get there. There's no public transportation. Dane is away a lot, so he's not always here to chauffeur me around, and he also works. So in that sense, it's harder to make friends, but I have got some really close friendships that I value a lot. I'm going with quality over quantity. That's what I'm going with at this stage in my life. So the next thing I want to talk about is living conditions. So in the last video I talked about how much I hated having a moldy apartment and the landlord didn't fix anything, that it was noisy, there was lots of pollution, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't have a garden. So life on the other side is very, very different, and I do feel like I'm kind of living my dream in a way, because we have a detached house in a very quiet neighborhood. We are very lucky. We have a big garden. It's about half an acre, a little less. Yeah, we own this property, so we don't have a landlord that we have to convince to fix things. Obviously that means we have to pay to fix things when they go wrong, or if things break. I really can't complain. I love going out in the morning, sitting on the deck, drinking a coffee, the sky is blue, there's no pollution, there's never any pollution, and I just watch the hot air balloons and play with my dogs. Nala can also go outside here. She has a little GPS collar and an air tag, and she just wanders around the neighborhood. She stays quite close to home, but it's nice that in America we can all have like a better quality of life in terms of being able to go outside. In Korea, in Seoul, it's just too busy of a city for me to ever let Nala out, and there's not enough green spaces for the dogs, in my opinion. So is Colorado more pet friendly than South Korea? Yes, absolutely yes. I think it depends on the type of pet you have. For me, I have two medium-sized dogs that need a lot of outside time, a lot of playtime, walking, exercise. If you have a small dog that doesn't require so much exercise, yes, living in an apartment or a city would be suitable. But yeah, so the dogs are loving life here. They get to go out on lots of different adventures. We take them hiking, we take them swimming, they go to dog parks. Evie's at work with Dane today. She loves going to work and she walks around the entire building and gets everyone to throw the ball for her. Dane built them an agility course outside in the garden, so you know, I just feel like their life is better here, and they have a lot more space in the house as well. Nala, she's always wanted to go outside. It's just been her life ambition, and I did decide to let her go outside here. It is a quiet neighborhood. There is kind of a busy road nearby, but she, touch wood, so far hasn't ventured over there. And yeah, I just feel like it's definitely a lot more pet friendly here. In terms of renting with pets, I don't know, because we have, like, this is our home, but in terms of if it's difficult or easy to rent with a pet here, I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure it would be easier than Korea, and I think you'd probably have to pay extra because there's a pet. But yeah, we're just living life. Happy pets, happy stay-at-home pet mum. So the last point I made in the previous video was about xenophobia, my experience in Korea as a foreigner. So one thing I want to address is that when I spoke about my white privilege, I did not mean it in the sense that because I'm white, I should be entitled to be treated nicely. I never, ever, 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 ever intended for it to come across that way, but there were comments that said that. No, what I meant was, it's difficult as a foreigner in South Korea. For me, as a person that's white, it was difficult, but it's more difficult for people of color. They experience more xenophobia and racism. That was what I meant. I didn't mean that because I'm white, I'm entitled to be treated nicely anywhere I go in the world. Absolutely not. So I just want to set this record straight on that one. I have seen people of color be treated really badly in South Korea, and I know a lot of the times when I got jobs at schools, it was because I was like white, blonde hair, blue eyes. That's the kind of image the school wants when they sell, you know, English teachers to Korean parents. This is I guess the archetype, the stereotypical foreign teacher or whatever, and you know, that's toxic. I don't want to be part of that ever again, and I don't like that I ever was. To the people that said I'm insulting my white ancestors, please, like, don't watch my videos. Please just go, remove yourself from the chat. I don't want anything to do with people like that. I don't even have words to express. No, just no. So obviously in Colorado, you know, I'm a foreigner, but I'm white, and people just treat me really nicely here. People are fascinated by the fact that I'm not American, and 70% of people think I'm Australian, which is fine, and the other 30% I think are just really excited to meet someone from England. I feel like people in Colorado Springs have never met a British person before because they get very excited when they hear my accent. So I usually try and make Dane talk, like at a restaurant or wherever, so I don't have to have the same conversation over and over again. But yeah, people are very friendly here. In terms of Korean people, every single Korean person I've met here has been very, very friendly and nice. I always speak to Korean people in Korean. If we order Korean food, I order in Korean. But yeah, all Korean people here have been really friendly to me. I'm allowed in their restaurants, and you know, they think it's really cool that I speak to them in Korean, and I think it's pretty cool too. Yeah, it's nice. Korean food's expensive here though, I have to say, but definitely worth it. Okay, well that's it. I just wanted to, I guess, do an update on life after Korea. I feel like we're all happier. Dane, the dogs, Nala and I are all much happier here, and life is slower. definitely it's not as exciting as living in Seoul, living in the city, and there's less to do, I suppose, in terms of like going to exhibitions or museums or galleries or cafes, but there's lots of nature and we get lots of quality time as a family. And yeah, that's it. If there's anything else you'd like to know, drop a comment down below, and please do hit that like button. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye. I had a baby dog. It's a baby dog.